Mr. Payasi, CEO, Indian Wind Turbine Manufacturers Association, and we're having this press conference regarding Windergy 2025, which is one of the world's largest wind energy events, almost the fourth largest in the world. And last year we had a huge participation both nationally and internationally. About 13,000 odd people came as delegates from 20 odd countries and 300 exhibitors. This year we are going strong with about 350 exhibitors, more than 15,000 delegates, and from 20 plus countries. Windergy is a marquee platform which brings on board key policymakers, regulators, industry leaders, developers and manufacturers at the same platform. The theme of this year's Windergy is Atmanirbharta, making for India and for the world. I would just share a fact that the amount of production that we installed within the country last year, about 4 gigawatt odd, the same amount of equipment we exported from India. And this industry is an example of indigenization without any support from the government. But now there is a GST relief that has come, and that is a very welcome thing. I think with the industry will go very far. Coming back to Windergy, it brings on board so many policymakers and regulators, and we are going to have about 8 to 9 panel discussions wherein we will threadbare discuss about the challenges being faced by the industry, how we can solve them. And there would be government leaders. We will be joined by the Honorable Union Minister, Shri Pralhad Joshi, and under the aegis of the Secretary MNRE and the states, the windy states, wherein the manufacturing as well as the development of wind energy is there. We're looking forward to a very fruitful and path-breaking kind of panel discussions in Windergy 2025. I would welcome you all. Welcome all of you for the Windergy 2025 opening remarks to the press conference.
Good evening, esteemed guests, colleagues, partners, industry leaders, and member of press. It's an honor to me to address you all, representing Wind OEM community at a pre-launch of Windergy India 2025. A flagship event dedicated to advancing the wind energy sector in India and beyond. Windergy India 25 is the country's largest and the most influential wind energy trade fair and conference organized by IWTMA and partnership with PDA. The event serves as a premier platform for policymakers, OEMs, developers, investors, technology innovators to discuss India's growing wind energy ecosystem and its critical role in achieving the national target of 500 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity by 2030. The 2025 edition, the theme is Wind Power Policies, Partnerships towards the Atmanirbhar Bharat. We will focus on this, this event is mainly focused on manufacturing of localization, supply chain resilience, hybrid projects, offshore potential, while showcasing cutting-edge solutions from India and global players driving the energy transition. Just I want to just give some small facts and numbers. As in India, we set to be invest around 360 billion US dollars to achieve 500 gigawatts by 2030. That's as India as a total planning. In addition, our Indian all top corporates and conglomerates planning to invest around 800 billion US dollars to establish the lot of infrastructure in green energy like green hydrogen, clean energy, and including EV mobility. It's a huge investment is coming to India to consider a lot of potentials. The RE sector now contributes the any just guesses what is the renewable energy contributes to our GDP? Can just anyone guess the number? How much? Okay. See, at present we are contributing as a renewable energy almost 1.5 times of our percentage in our India's GDP. This is going to be double by 2030. If you are achieving this, the way what is we are achieving, it is going to be achieved by double the capacity. 3% going to be contribute from the renewable energies. That is what the potential of renewable energy for the contributing to GDP. And just to, as a overall India's total installed capacity of power, we have almost 476 gigawatts already installed. Out of that, we have already achieved 51%. Already you might see that a lot of news and maybe messages from the renewables, from the Prime Minister PMO's office also. We are already 51% achieved. That will be around 242.63 gigawatts. Already we achieved. Out of that, since we are representing the wind now, so we have wind is almost 52.68 gigawatts. This contributes to around 29% of the total renewables we have contributed. Means the total is 51%, wind is around 23% is contributing at present. This numbers is going to be increased further by 2030. This is a great contribution from across all the stakeholders. And just to give you again numbers, this year, you know, every year increasing by last year till now, by August 31st, 4.3 gigawatts already installed. This year to target to be achieved by financial year around 5.5 gigawatts. That's the target of which I think sure with all stakeholders' contribution we are going to be achieve this. And with this, next year onwards to complete by 100 gigawatts by 2030. At least we have to be add 10 gigawatts per year to complete the balance of the next 60 gigawatts to be achieved. For that, if you really achieve 8 gigawatts per year, you know what is the total employment generation? It's around 1.1 lakh direct and indirect 2.5 lakh employment is going to be generated. This is a huge employment generated by the renewable energies. And if really if you are as a renewable energy altogether 10 to 15 gigawatts we are going to be achieved. These numbers is going to become double. These employment numbers is going to become double. As OEM, we are at the forefront of delivering cutting edge technology and scalable solutions that harness the immense power of the wind to drive India's clean energy future. With India already is fourth in the globally. This industry is rapidly growing through innovation, large turbines, integrated solutions such as hybrid, storage and technologies. And I want to appreciate here and see a lot of government policies, very positive policies, pushing recently I want to say one supporting Atmanirbhar Bharat from the MNRE. See, it is going to be at present we have almost 10 gigawatts, 12 gigawatts of manufacturing capacity is already available. That is going to be increased to around 20 gigawatts. With this across all the OEMs, we are in the localization we can do it. With this drive of localization as a self-reliance, we are going to be achieved by 85% within next 2 years. Because that is what the mandate from the government, and all are committed, all across all OEMs and industry is committed to that. We are going to be achieved by around 80 to 85% in next 2 years. And one more recently, I hope you all know that GST and wind and that will be really boosting the, of course, profitability of the sector as well as different. So that is what need of the hour, right? So that is going to be really boost the recent notification of GST reduction. I'll just touch upon few challenges we are facing. That is, of course, recently all the states, including the Karnataka, thanks to the Karnataka government and all the other states, there's mainly infrastructure, land requirement, and mainly power infrastructure. Always power infrastructure should be always ahead of the schedule. Then maybe all the infrastructures can be green can be plug and play. But that is not Karnataka and all the 7 states of the in India. All are supporting now. They are making a special task force. Recently, I met a lot of government MNRE and this one. They made a special task force to support the exhibitions. If that is going to be achieved, then definitely India can be different. The states, since Karnataka is in the fourth position, I wish earlier it will be Karnataka used to be at the third position, I believe. Now recently, I think it is with the a lot of installations are happening in Karnataka now. We are as a company from I'm representing Envision. We are doing almost 4 gigawatt in Karnataka, in Koppal and in Gadag area. Thank you all. And happy to take some questions.
Now I would request Shri Rupai and the trader to kindly give the keynote address. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. R.P. Prasad, the MD of Envision Energy, one of the largest manufacturers of windmills. Windmills, there are various capacities. Envision makes the highest capacities. So, Mr. Aditya is the CEO of IWTP, Indian Wind Turbine Manufacturers Association. So basically, one thing, it's my pleasure to be part of this press conference. It's a run-up to the Windergy, which is going to happen on from 29th to 31st at Chennai. It's an international event and an annual event wherein all the stakeholders, right from government bodies, policymakers, manufacturers, developers, everyone converse there and share ideas, try to see how we can make total this RE industry more, face the, how we can face the challenges and increase the footprint. That's the whole idea. Probably all of you know about the COP, Conference of Parties, which was held in Paris. During that time, entire globe agreed that we should become net zero by 2070. But however, some European countries have agreed that by 2050 they will become net zero. Net zero is nothing but how much carbon emission we emit and how much we offset. So if we emit 100 million ton of carbon dioxide, and if we are able to offset with planting of trees, green energy, then it will become net zero. Of course, our Honorable Prime Minister has also committed to the global forum that India will become net zero by 2070. And to that, we have set an internal target of 2050 or 2030 that will reach 500 gigawatt. And 500 gigawatt, we have already, there's a great push from the Government of India, and of course all the states are very much active, and we have been able to achieve around 240 gigawatt as Mr. Prasad mentioned. It's a really remarkable achievement, and of course there is a lot to be done. And as far as the states are concerned, yes, there are a few states like Karnataka, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, of course Maharashtra. These are the states which have to contribute greatly to reach this humongous target. And as you know, Karnataka is always a leader, and especially we are leaders, in bringing we are the pioneers in bringing the policy. You name any sector, we have the policy. Whether it is ITBT or RE. Way back in 2009, we bought the first renewable energy policy in southern India. And during that time, our installed capacity was only 2.5 gigawatt. But whereas now we have touched 25 gigawatt. 25,000 megawatt is our installed capacity of Karnataka. I think that is comparable to countries like Denmark, Chile, Portugal. So Karnataka's installed capacity is comparable to most of the developed countries in Europe. So this has been possible because of the proactive policies of the government from time to time, and various government initiatives to reach this level. Of course, there is a lot to be done, and the current policy of renewable energy 2022 to 27, we encourage all the new technologies in the renewable energy space. And in fact, we are encouraging ISTS projects where somebody can put up a plant outside or here in Karnataka, then sell it across the state. Likewise, this policy is very encouraging, and that is why we are able to move forward. And our current, as far as wind is concerned, current installed capacity itself is around 7 gigawatt plus. So that is a place where we stand. And this is a very, very important event, this Windergy, where I am happy to share that Karnataka is a partner state for this event. And here in this event, we are going to have a global round table wherein all global CEOs participates. And we also have a state session. Basically, we are deciding a theme for the state session, and we will invite all the stakeholders to the state session where we will address various issues as far as the implementation of the wind projects in Karnataka is concerned. So, and recently I think you must have noticed, Assembly has passed a major decision in the Karnataka, that is amendment to the Land Reforms Act. Wind projects, lot of major two challenges. One is ROW and another is a land conversion. So the feedback from the investors was that the conversion is taking a lot of time. And under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Energy Minister, and our Additional Chief Secretary, Revenue Department, the conversion process for the renewable energy project. That is a great initiative of Karnataka. That's how definitely we will be able to move forward and make a stronger footprint in the country. Of course, a lot of free sector, and Cradle represents the renewable energy sector in the state, and UNSW Sydney, to help startups in this field. So with these few words, yes, Karnataka is contributing in a big way to the development of renewable energy, and especially wind projects. Probably you must have seen while going on the national highway near in Chitradurga, the windmills which you see are only of 250 kilowatt, that's 0.25 megawatt. But what Envision is manufacturing is around 5 gigawatt windmill. So that is the technology difference which has now emerged. Those windmills we are trying to repower, because we have the highest potential there. So that's why we are exploring repowering, so we can put up bigger windmills and explore the potential. We are exploring all the possibilities of expanding, especially RE, and that to wind energy in the state of Karnataka. So I really appreciate the effort of PDA Ventures and IWTMA in organizing this mega event. And with this few words, I think we'll open the floor for discussion. Thank you.
So that's what I just now mentioned in my remark. See, that is the cost is going to be competitive on the cost side. Recently, as I mentioned, on the GST reduction from 12% to 7%, right, 5%. That's one of the right. And coming to the supply chain issue you just mentioned. So we have already almost 15 gigawatts of manufacturing capacity available in India. This is one is earlier what happened. You are right on the around 3-4 years back. Now we have a clear-cut volumes or visibility is there. See, year on year, for example, take the case of Envision, right? We have orders of huge orders as available. We know year on year we have to, at least we can able to deliver some 2 to 3 gigawatts. Like that, all the OEMs together. We have clear visibility is that we can able to deliver 5 to 6 gigawatt in a year. So that visibility is there. So supply chain can able to establish. We are already establishing, because there is no other way. Because already recent OEM of notifications of policy for the localization. For example, take the case of our Naik one. Maybe you might see in the news. Recently, we have already plants in Pune as well as TC coming up. We are starting one more, not only one, 2 more blade plants. One is again in Chennai, one more in Gujarat, Ahmedabad. We are starting one more blade plant. At present, all together, we have almost, as of now, I'm talking about Envision, we have almost 3,500 employees. Within the next not within 1.5 years, This number is going to be touched to 7 to 8,000 people. This I'm talking about NVIDIA. Similarly, all other like Suzlon and other all OEMs also expanding around. So this is a short-term challenge. What we have mentioned in supply chain. We are going to be establish this ecosystem of supply chain. We are going to be come across this challenge. See, this is already employment is increasing at present directly, indirectly. Even overall, at present 1.1 lakhs of jobs creation can be created from the renewables, RE. This is what the projections already there. This employment is going to be, I'm talking, this is more of a direct. We have ancillaries, considering ancillaries, that one supply chain ecosystem is fully established. These numbers are going to be double.
Last year we had in 2024, Windergy had around 12,500 to 13,000 participants overall. From this year, we are expecting 350 exhibitors.
See, per megawatt cost for solar, if you consider, it is around 4 crores. And for wind, it is around 7 crores. So usually, I mean, if you look at see the upcoming projects which we are looking at, like we are targeting around 12 gigawatt of RE by another 5 years. So that 12,000 into roughly around, you can take 5 crores. So roughly around, I mean, all including, it would be around 1 lakh crore investment in another 5 years.
Of course, that is going to be addressed, but I'm going to address in GDP. What I mentioned is at present, for that, as I mentioned, all the OEMs, including the wind and solar, a lot of investment. As I mentioned also, a lot of Indian top corporates, that is what answer to your question, different companies, factories are coming. I'm talking about entire RE, not only wind, I'm talking about entire.
Mr. Johan Satov is expected to join us for the inaugural session at Windergy 2020.
Last month itself, 25th of September, it's already what are the new invoices. That is, we have to be invoiced for the 7%, 5%, sorry, 5%. So definitely that is going to be passed on to the, because as of today, I don't think so, because for example, I will take our own example. We already lost by 25th of September, I think. After 25th of September, that is a mandate, I have to be cut the invoice at the 5% only, right? So that means earlier 12% we used to be invoiced, now we are at 5%. It means 7% directly to the benefit to the our end customer. Of course, that is naturally that will be how boils down to this one benefit is. Of course, the cost of energy is going to be reduced. Government is going to be differently say that what are the present PPS. They are going to be trying to negotiate with the PPS on that. And it is going to be driven to the cost is coming out. Even we can pass on to the across the supply chain also. So it will definitely benefit the industry and investments also, more investment coming to the India because of this.
Potential study. As per the study, there is a potential in Tamil Nadu and also in Gujarat. So at these two places, through MNRE, so this offshore wind is being explored in a great way. So MNRE is also supporting this cause.
One first is volume. If you have a good volume, naturally all these stakeholders can start working. If you have a smaller volume, for example, initially 500 megawatt, definitely cost may not going to be reduced because of this one. We have a volume of at least minimum, you can say 2 to 3 gigawatt volume. Then maybe entire stakeholders can try to be put the infrastructure. Otherwise, what 500 maybe naturally no one interested to put the factories or here to make it. See, Mansell and Upper can do it. Maybe more of infrastructure like submerged cables. We have 1GC and all we have, but we have to see that how specific to the wind energy to make it. So cost is going to be more, but definitely volume comes, the cost is going to be come. This both are dependent. See, mainly Europe, offshore resource is very good. It's 10 meters and above, not 10. It's in fact 13 and 14 meters and above. That is a wind resource. Indian offshore resource, it will be of course as sir has mentioned, Nivea has done already
1,164 gigawatt, and we have just used almost 4.5% of it only. So since the cost of offshore is too high and the wind speed naturally is low across the Indian shores, should we look at onshore, exploiting onshore first and then offshore? That is also a question. Yes, the cost of offshore is quite high technologically across the world, not just in India. So should we go for offshore as of now or remain with onshore as of now? That is
Into every state. So every state has got different policies, like Karnataka has got a RE policy, wherein we follow the industrial policy of Karnataka. We gave various kind of incentives, whether in terms of stamp duty exemption, conversion price waiver, and these kind of benefits we offer to the investors. Apart from that, the other measures include, as I mentioned, one of the major challenge which was being faced by the investors was conversion, the process of difficulty in conversion, which government has taken note of it and has exempted RE industry from a conversion process. Like every state has got its own, but ultimately it's all driven by the potential. Like how I cannot, Karnataka can't go for the offshore wind because we do not have a potential. The speed is not there. But one is potential, of course, the second is the policies of each.
we are going to do it in Chennai as we go towards the event. So as a practice itself, we've been conducting prior to event these press conferences in various states, because without states this sector cannot come through. As sir was mentioning, we have to have states along with it. So we'll be having on 8th, it's in Bengaluru. Then on 14th we'll be having in Delhi, and then 16th we'll have it in Chennai. So everywhere we.
So can you call this as a road show?